Today what we're going to do is I'm going to be transplanting broccoli out in the field. I was hoping to do 2 rows, but unfortunately the winds are coming in a lot sooner than originally was anticipated. I did move out everything again outside. Tonight it's going to be almost 50 degrees during the night, so everything is staying out here today and tonight, and unfortunately tomorrow we got to bring everything back in because it's going to go down into the upper 30s again. Here yesterday I seeded some more bunching red and green onions. Everything here is doing good. My radishes are going to be going into the ground hopefully by next week. They should be big enough to go in the ground. I have some beets coming on. I have more iceberg lettuce that I planted, and they're starting to germinate. That is leaf lettuce over there. I have another tray of leaf lettuce over here, which is about a week ahead of that one, or a week and a half ahead of that one. The other thing is I said I was not going to plant turnips, but Ed said if they don't sell, the heifers would love them. So I did a whole tray of turnips. I will plant them, and if they don't sell, because they don't sell that well, I guess Oreo Cookie and Lily will get them. The spinach is coming on. They need to grow a little faster because in 2 weeks is our first market, and I hope to have some bags by then. These 2 rows here are where my cucumbers are going to be going in, and I'll delay them a couple of weeks because they like the temperatures really consistently warm. So I will grow them indoors, start them indoors, and then plant them out here. But probably by the beginning of the 2nd week in April, I'll have my peppers in. I'll have my cherry tomatoes in. So the peppers I always do in the outside rows because there's a less distance that they can grow up to, and they'll be fine there. Cherry tomatoes, we did them 1 year in the outside row here, and if I'm not consistently pulling them down, and that's what we do there, we tie them up and then we bring them down as they get too tall. They eventually, if I'm not consistently do that, they will touch the plastic and they will burn. So last year I did them in that row, and so they had a lot more distance to grow, and I could stay with it if I came in here once a week and lowered them down. The same thing with the cucumbers, I was okay. So peppers go on the outside. I'm going to switch these 2 rows here to be cucumbers, and I'm going to do this row here cherry tomatoes. Last year they were over there, so I'm just switching things up in here, but it'll still be the same 3 plants: peppers, cucumbers, and cherry tomatoes in this house. So I'm going to be planting the broccoli out there right now. Hopefully I can get that 1 row all planted in before the winds start picking up, and we'll have to put the cover on them because I do not want them out there without a cover on and get them ripped up with the wind. Right now it's probably getting close to 10 miles per hour, which still isn't bad compared to the 40s that we've been getting the past couple of weeks. But it feels nice. Inside the tunnel right now it's the upper 70s. I had to open the sides because they did already get up into the 80s, so I lowered the sides down a little bit, just let a little bit of cool breeze in there and keep the temperature down a little bit. By this afternoon I'll probably have to lower them some more. And Ed is out there doing something. So there's our menagerie: white dog Maddie May and our cat, which is up the tree again. So today I'm going to actually feed the little seedlings in the small tunnel, and this is what I give them: 1245-10 Super Start by Nutriculture. It's a soluble fertilizer, and I just measure out half an ounce, and I put it in my 2-gallon jug, and then I feed them that way. Once they are planted, they will be fed through the watering system, but for now I just do it with the watering jug. So I use my 2-gallon watering jug, and I have these pre-measured at half an ounce, so I'm just gonna pour it in there, fill it up with water, swish it around, make sure it's all dissolved, and then I will just hand water all the plants, not the young seedlings, but everything in the ground and all the other trays that have more mature plants. You can see these tomato plants here. They're the ones that we're going to plant. We're going to bite the bullet and plant them next week. There are a couple of days they're going to be in the high 30s, which we're going to cover them. So we will plant those, all the big ones, and then I transplanted the second batch of tomato plants that are going to be going in 2 weeks later, which is the Florida 91s and the new variety that we're trying, which is I know I think it's STM 2255. And there's Maddie Mae. She's a digger, so she will come in and dig holes everywhere. And I still got some lettuce to plant. We need to buy some more covers because with the winds that we've been having, they'll be ripped right out of the ground. And I have some bunching onions I need to get in the ground too. The other thing that I'm going to do today, oh, and these are the ones that I transplanted. Yeah. And yeah, they are STM 2255s. So I transplanted all those. And then we have a second batch of cauliflower and broccoli and green cabbage and all that kind of stuff, which will go in the ground probably in a couple of weeks or so. But let me get to fertilizing those other little plants which want something to eat. Put the 1 cup, which is half an ounce, and then I just swish it around. Maddie, get your nose out. I swish it around to make sure it all dissolves. At the beginning I wasn't doing that, and I found that at the bottom of the thing there was some that did not dissolve. So now I just swish it around, and I will just start watering, giving a little bit of nourishment to all the plants. These guys, unfortunately, I started them a little too late, and they will only have like another 3 weeks in here before they gotta get ripped out, and my cucumbers need to come in. Two years ago, I planted them in here right after I pulled the tomato plants out. So they got planted in like early November, and then they came up to about this size, and then winter hit, and they survived, and come early spring they just took off. And so by this time I had plants that were like a foot tall. That's not I already have their true leaves and everything on them, so I'm just going to water them a little bit. Now you know what to do. The rest of these I think I'm just going to use regular water with the wand, which is easier on my back because I can't reach the back of these. Alright, let me switch over. So it's much easier to water these with the wands. I can reach further. The spraying is gentle.